Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming. Today, the Milwaukee Brewers are pleased to announce the signing of 19-year-old outfielder Jackson Chourio to an 8-year contract through 2031 with club options for 2032 and 33, an industry record commitment for a player without major league experience. Joining us today is General Manager Matt Arnold, Jackson Chourio, of course, Jackson's agent, Cesar Suarez, and translating for us today from Major League Baseball, Ramon Luciano. So with that, I will turn it over to Matt.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you very much for being here. Today's a very exciting day. First, I want to thank, obviously, Jackson for being here and his commitment to the Brewers. I'd like to thank Cesar for his incredible partnership in this journey, and everyone at Beverly Hills Sports Council for their work. I certainly want to thank our ownership group, Mark Attanasio, and his family for their incredible support throughout this process as well. Look, anytime you make an investment in a player like this, you got to invest in special people. And as we've worked through this from day one, we have several of the scouts here that were responsible for signing Jackson, and they loved him from day one. And then you start thinking about all the coaches that have been involved with this, and they've loved him throughout this entire process. And as Jackson ascended through our system, we recognized that he had met and exceeded every single challenge that we put in front of him. And so when you make investments like this, it's important to invest in people, it's important to invest in talent, it's important to invest in work habits, and it's important to invest in character. And we believe that Jackson checks all those boxes. And so I'm very proud and excited to announce a long-term agreement here with Jackson Chourio and the Milwaukee Brewers. Big guy. Nice. Congrats, man. Oh, we got the hat too. Forgot about that. Good, man. Look good. Thanks, man.
Okay, we're going to take questions for anyone up on our panel over here. We have JJ over here with a microphone. If you wish to ask a question, please raise your hand. JJ will bring the microphone to you. Please identify yourself and your affiliation as well. Barry?
Thanks, Mike. Hey, Matt, just a quick question here. I'm Barry Bloom from Sportico. What's your track now with this young man moving up through the minor league system to the major leagues? How fast do you see that happening? And do you look at Corbin Carroll and his progress so quickly with Arizona as kind of a template?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting template for us to follow. Look, I think Jackson will determine his progress at his own pace. You know, he's somebody that has obviously moved very quickly at a very young age, and he's, like I said earlier, he's met every challenge. And so we're excited to see his growth continue at the pace that he's ready to move.
We'll go to Adam McCalvey.
Hey, Jackson, Adam McCalvey, MLB.com. Can you tell us your perspective on this when they first raised this idea with you, the pros and cons of signing something long-term now versus seeing what happens in your career and making those decisions later?
Bueno, yo creo que lo que está pasando conmigo creo que es una bendición, ¿sabes? Esta oportunidad creo que no se ve todos los días y nada, solamente quiero aprovecharla y dejar en alto a toda la gente que cree en mí.
So he was saying that this is a blast for him. This is something that you don't see every day, and he knows about this. He knows this is a great opportunity for him, and he just wants to take advantage of it and enjoy every day of it.
Carlos, up front.
Hola Jackson, soy Carlos Baerga. Te felicito primero que nada. Sabes que tú una responsabilidad grande que tienes. Te convierte en el pelotero del contrato más grande antes de llegar a Grandes Ligas. ¿Cómo ves este reto para ti y para los peloteros latinoamericanos?
La verdad que lo asumo con mucho respeto, ¿sabes? Nada, estoy súper contento, agradecido con toda la gente que me ayudó y creyó en mí, ¿sabes? Y nada, yo creo que voy a dar siempre lo mejor de mí para dejar a todos los jóvenes, ¿sabes? Los jóvenes talentos y nada, siempre voy a tratar de dar lo mejor de mí para dejar en alto todo.
Okay, so I will translate the questions and the answer. So the question from Carlos was basically, this is a huge challenge for you. How do you see, for younger Latin American players, how do you see yourself in this? How do you take this? And Jackson was saying basically that he's grateful for this opportunity, that he would treat this with respect, and he's definitely going to, meet the expectations and enjoy the game and taking it with respect.
We'll go to Todd right over here.
Todd Rosiak, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Matt, just wanted to ask you if you could kind of lay out the timeline of how this all came about, how quickly, when did you first approach Jackson, and how did it all kind of take place?
Yeah, it's taken a lot of time, honestly, and a lot of people involved. Matt Klentak, obviously, from our office, did the lion's share of work from our side. Obviously, Caesar and his incredible partnership in this process. It took months, and it took a lot of work. It took a lot of give and take from everybody involved. And so that's why we're here today. It's an exciting partnership when you're able to everybody come to a spot where everyone's in agreement. It's a really exciting day for us.
Sophia, right up front.
Sophia Minert, the Milwaukee Brewers. Jackson, we've talked a lot with you about pressure and expectations of how quickly that happened for you. Does this change anything now, getting this kind of commitment for the team of how you want to work and the player you want to be?
Se ha hablado mucho de tu presión, de expectativa que hay contigo sobre esto. ¿Cómo tú crees que esto va a cambiar algo en tu manera de ver el juego, en tu manera de desarrollarte o cómo tú lo ves?
No, la verdad que sí da un poco de presión, ¿sabes? Pero no va a cambiar nada. Siempre, cada vez que yo juegue, siempre voy a tratar de dar siempre lo mejor de mí y nada, esforzarme en todo, ¿sabes? Así, este dinero yo creo que no me va a hacer cambiar. Si me hace cambiar, creo que va a ser para bien.
So, basically, yeah, there's definitely a little bit of pressure on this, but he's just gonna work really hard, take the best of him on the field. He understands that this money is not going to change him, and if something changed, he definitely will be for better.
We'll go back to Adam.
Caesar, could you please address that? You've known Jackson for almost half his life. How you think he will handle what comes next?
Well, Jackson, like you said, I met him, very young, and he was in the academy before he signed, and he always, like Matt said, every challenge that we presented to him, he always excelled, and it's something that I think he's going to continue to do, obviously at the hardest level of baseball, But I feel that he's going to be able to manage it because every time that we put a challenge on him, he always excelled, and it's something that I've seen since he was, 12 years old. So I don't think it's going to change. So I'm pretty fortunate to see him doing this, and I think he's going to continue to do it.
Back to Barry, up front.
Jackson, just following up my earlier question to Matt, how long do you think it'll take you to get to the major leagues?
¿Cuánto tú crees que te tome llegar a la liga?
Ahorita en el off-season estamos trabajando para, con el favor de Dios, empezar.
Well, right now in the off season, we are working really hard to, be there in the opening day.
Okay. Go back to Sophia.
Jackson, this is a big day for you and your family. Who are the people that you think about that helped you get here and accomplish this and hopefully continue supporting you?
¿Quiénes son, este es un gran día para ti? ¿Quiénes son las personas que te han apoyado durante todo este proceso y que tú piensas que te van a seguir apoyando durante tu carrera?
Bueno, yo creo que mi familia, mi agente César Suárez y verá, mis amigos. Mis amigos son, yo soy de muy pocos amigos, ¿sabes? Pero los poquitos que tengo me apoyan en todo, igual que mi familia. O sea, para mí, todas las personas allegadas las veo como mi familia.
So basically, definitely his family, big one there, his agent, Cesar Suarez, and he doesn't have a lot of friends, but these couple of friends he have, they're like a really good friends who always support him, and they will be for him through the whole process.
All right, to your left.
Jackson, last year the Brewers had a number of first-year players that contributed to the division championship, guys who I presume you know from your time in the organization. And I know you were around the team briefly late in the season when you came in. How much did seeing that and how the role that the young players played make you think that this is the right organization for you to commit to?
Sabes que los Brewers tienen muchos jugadores de primer año que han hecho impacto en el juego. ¿Cómo eso afectó, por ejemplo, al momento compartido con ellos? ¿Cómo eso afectó al momento de tú tomar esta decisión de extenderte con ellos, de firmar con los Brewers y ver como, bueno, mira, hay jugadores de primer año que han hecho este impacto, que mira, son tipos que la verdad, tú sabes, esto es un buen equipo para desarrollarme. ¿Cómo tú ves eso?
No, la verdad que yo he tenido la oportunidad de hablar con todos y me la llevo súper bien con todos, gracias a Dios. Y nada, pues, o sea, yo creo que esta decisión viene más como que para asegurarme a mí, a mi familia y así jugar tranquilo.
So yeah, he have talked to all of those players, and he have a really good relationship with them. But he understands that this decision was mostly because, this is definitely to secure his future, and now he can play easy. We can play without that pressure, and definitely bring the best to the field.
Let's go back to Todd.
Matt, I know these things tend to work themselves out in time, but how do you view the wealth of depth that you have now in the outfield?
Yeah, we certainly feel like it's a good problem to have. We have a lot of talented outfielders. Jackson's certainly one of those. But as you know, we've churned through a lot of our depth. We had multiple injuries on the same day last year, and so things like that tend to work themselves out.
Right up front.
Thank you. Daniel Alvarez from El Extra Base, Venezuela. Jackson, saludos y felicidades por esto. Una cosa que hemos podido ver conociéndote aquí fuera del terreno es la cercanía con tu familia y los valores de tus padres. Yo quisiera que me hablaras de la lección más importante, el aprendizaje más importante para que estés en este momento y no solo tú, sino tus hermanos que vienen atrás también.
Nada, yo siempre trato de dar el mejor ejemplo a mis hermanos, ya que tengo 2 hermanos menores. Y nada, yo creo que mi papá nos educó de una manera increíble. Muchos decían que mi papá no sobreprotegía, pero no, yo creo que eso se lo hacía para nuestro bien y nada, hoy me siento súper contento y agradecido con todos ellos.
Okay, so the question from Daniel is basically like, what's the more like, you're pretty close to your family. What's the lessons you take from them in terms, for baseball? And Jackson said that, he wants to be an example for his little brothers, and that, his father was kind of overprotected, but he was doing this because, he wants them to grow fine and to be fine, and that's it. He wants to be an example for them, and from there, just taking it.
All right, take one or two more. Sophia?
Jackson, you got a chance to play winter ball in Venezuela. I'm wondering if the reaction at home has been any different for you returning home and playing there, and if this changes things for you at home in Venezuela.
Se ha jugado winter ball en Venezuela, ¿cierto? ¿Sabes cómo se siente eso? Si tú tienes algún... ¿Cómo se va a sentir eso en tu país? Si eso está cambiado, si tú quieres jugar otra vez, ¿cómo tú lo ves?
Yo creo que jugar en Venezuela lo veo como una bendición, ¿sabes? Desde niño siempre iba a los juegos y era algo que me gustaba mucho, ¿sabes? Porque estás jugando en mi tierra, donde yo soy, y nada, solamente me queda dar gracias a Dios por estos momentos así.
He was blessed to, he always went to Winter League games to watch the games, so it's a bless for him to want to play in there. And he just wanted to be grateful for this opportunity, for this moment, and definitely looking forward to more on that.
Back row on the left.
Hey, Matt. We've seen teams across the league do deals similar to this one. This is a little bit different considering he hasn't played in the majors yet, but signing players early on in the process to extensions. Why are deals like this something that clubs, yourself, and others have decided are advantageous or good for you guys to do to shore up players for the long term like this?
Yeah, I think in situations like this, it's important that it's a good deal for everybody. And I think back on the time when we first originally signed Jackson and all the people involved and how incredible this guy is and how important this day is to him. And it's not just about us, it's about him as well and securing his future, you know, partnering together with somebody that is really special. And so when you have an agreement like that, it's a great day for everybody involved.
And we'll conclude with Adam McCalvy.
No.
Oh, you had a mic in your hand.
Thank you, but
You going to sing?
do you want me to?
Anybody else?
I'll ask something.
Okay.
Jackson, what next? There's a couple months before the season begins again. Now that this is done, how are you going to spend it?
¿Qué es lo que viene? Ya te quedan todavía 2 o 3 meses para arrancar la temporada. ¿Qué hay para ti? ¿Qué viene para ti que tú quieres buscar?
No, pero la verdad que quiero trabajar el doble y nada, pues trabajar en mi físico, trabajar en todo lo que me pueda hacer mejorar para el año que viene, estar ready.
Work harder, work double, work on my body, work in all the details that can make me a better player.
Okay, Jackson, congratulations. We look forward to many, many years of you in a Brewers uniform. Thank you all for coming. Have a great day.